The UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon says a damning report on the UN's failures during the closing months of Sri Lanka's civil war has profound implications for the organization's work. In the report, which has been leaked to the BBC before publication, the UN admits it failed to protect civilians caught in the crossfire. The UN chief said he was determined the organization would learn from the report, saying events in Syria are the latest reminder of its mission to protect civilians. Up to 40,000 civilians are thought to have died in the final months of the Sri Lanka conflict.
These are Sri Lankan government forces closing in on Tamil rebels in 2009, bringing a brutal end to a 25-year civil war. The government and the rebels have both been accused of war crimes in the conflict. In the government's case, for indiscriminate shelling of a small rebel-held area where hundreds of thousands of Tamil civilians were trapped. Now the UN is also being criticized for not doing enough to protect those civilians in a scathing internal report handed to Secretary General Ban Ki-moon on Wednesday. The report found that senior UN staff failed to confront the Sri Lankan government about the risks to civilians and did not see the prevention of civilian deaths as their responsibility. And by withdrawing from the conflict zone, the UN was unable to deliver humanitarian assistance and monitor potential human rights violations.
The Secretary General is determined that the United Nations draws the appropriate lessons and does its utmost to earn the confidence of the world's people, especially those caught in conflict.
The criticisms in this report were first raised by human rights groups as far back as 2009. They were echoed by the UN's own panel of experts in 2010. It was that panel that recommended this internal review. Now the Secretary General's response to appoint yet another panel to ensure that the lessons of Sri Lanka are not repeated in future conflicts.